Hi, I'm Jamie McGonagill with Ocala Equine Healing, and today we are at the beautiful Solera Farm just outside of Williston, Florida, and today we're working with Mother Nature Girl. Mother Nature Girl is an older broodmare, and her issue is non-sweating, and we'll be doing a healing session with her today. Before I get started, just a reminder that eye motions, yawning, coughs, runny noses are all common signals of energy starting to shift. And so if I do those things, it's a good sign that the energy is moving. So don't let it weird you out. All right, here we go. Mother Nature Girl, are you ready to get started? Okay, here we go. Just so everyone knows, this is Mother Nature Girl's third healing session. Non-sweating is one of the most challenging issues to heal. It's right up there with cribbing. And so this is pretty much par for the course. Let's get going. All right, Mother Nature Girl, the first thing for you to remember, and always the most important thing for you to remember, is the presences who are speaking to you in this healing session today are, for the most part, your own guardian angels, those really good guys upstairs who know you and love you better than anybody else, and who have been looking out for you for a long, long time. And so if they give you a different way to think about something in your life, and if they give you a different way to try dealing with a certain situation in your life, it's really worth trying to think about it that way. It's really worth trying to deal with it that way. And the second group of guardian angels that we're really working to connect with in this healing session today are the archangels responsible for horse country as a whole. You're very much a part of horse country, being a thoroughbred broodmare. You're at a farm that's very much a part of horse country, right here in the heart of horse country. You have every right to consider yourself a part of that community, and there are big archangels up there who really want to open up a portal for angels, a way for angels to get through to horse country, to be able to help the horses, help the people, help all of us here. And that's the group of archangels that hopefully we're going to be able to get interested in your case. Hopefully we're going to be able to get to show up for this healing session today. Now, the second most important thing for you to remember, good for you, the second most important thing for you to remember is that everybody has a destiny. I have a destiny, you have a destiny, everybody you've ever met has a reason why they're born. And what the guardian angels are working to do is to heal the root causes of your problems and whatever they represent in such a way as to align you with your destiny, get you back on track with that life that you were born to live. All right? Now, what I'm starting to do, and you should be starting to feel, is I'm starting to soften my own energy body, and I'm starting to merge in with your energy body. You should be starting to feel a warm, tingling sensation moving through your physical body. You should be starting to feel a calming sensation moving through your emotional body, and you should be starting to feel a clearing sensation moving through your mental body. If at any point you feel something that makes you feel uncomfortable or that you don't like, you just let me know and we'll stop right away. Okay? Starting to soften my own energy body and merging in with Mother Nature Girl's energy body. Starting the process of drawing the upward rising earth energy all the way up from underneath the feet, all the way up through the feet, all the way up through the backs of the legs, straight up out the top of the head, really flushing that upward flow all the way up through the vertical pillar of the energy body and out the top of the head, all the way up through the vertical pillar of the energy body and up out the top of the head, through the vertical pillar of the energy body and up out the top of the head. There we go. Really pulsing that upward rising earth energy through the vertical pillar while merging the energy bodies together more deeply. There we go. Really feeling the merge. Just a reminder, Mother Nature Girl, part of the reason why we do the merge is so your own guardian angels are able to see more clearly what's going on with you. I do not read your mind. I do not see your thoughts. I don't see anything you don't want me to see. All this means is it becomes more and more possible to heal your problems from the inside and to really understand what's happening with you. There you go. Now drawing the focus to the heart chakra, that energy point right at the center of the chest, merging the energy bodies together more deeply and starting to open up the front of the heart chakra, opening wide the doors at the front of the heart chakra, really starting to throw them open. Opening them up wider, wider, wider. There we go. Starting to feel better, honey? Okay. Opening up those doors wider, 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 and calling up to those archangels responsible for horse country and asking if they're willing to send a river of higher vibration healing energy all the way in through the opening front of the heart chakra, really starting to expand this heart chakra, not just for Mother Nature Girl, but for whoever she represents, which could be thoroughbred broodmares, it could be all non-sweaters, it could be something even larger. Let's draw that river of higher vibration healing energy in the front of the heart chakra, expanding that heart chakra for her and whoever she represents, and now flushing that heart chakra in the front, all the way through the heart chakra and out the back. Good for you, honey. Good for you. In the front, through the heart chakra, and all the way out the back. Good for you, honey. Drawing the focus to the back of the heart chakra, starting to open up the back of the heart chakra wider, wider. A little bit of tightness here at the back of the heart chakra, which is very common. Opening wide the back of the heart chakra, calling up to those guardian angels way up there, the archangels responsible for horse country, and asking if they're willing to send down a river of higher vibration healing energy in through the back of the heart chakra, expanding the back of the heart chakra, and now exhaling all the way through the heart chakra, out the front of the heart chakra. There we go, getting that river of higher vibration healing energy moving in the front and out the back, and in the back and out the front of the merged heart chakra. For Mother Nature Girl and for whoever she represents, really getting that energy moving. There we go. All right, now drawing the focus back down to the feet and through the feet, starting to draw up that upward rising earth energy through the vertical pillar of the energy body, all the way up, especially through the feet. And there's a lot of clog in the feet. It's hard to get up through the feet, which is very common for non-sweaters, and especially for you in your first 2 healing sessions. We did a lot of work with the clogging of the energy body, how the energy body itself was clogged with debris. And I mean, you probably remember from your first 2 sessions that there was a bunch of different causes to the debris, and we're still working our way through it. Now pulsing up that upward rising earth energy through the vertical pillar of the energy body and up out the top of the head, drawing the focus to the intersection. Here, I don't want to block you. There you go. To the intersection of the heart chakra and the vertical pillar of the energy body, letting a critical mass of that higher vibration healing energy start to build there at that intersection point. Really start to build at the intersection point until it pops. There you go. Creating a bubble around all of us and expanding that bubble all the way around the entire farm. around everywhere that Mother Nature Girl lives and works, including all of it inside the bubble, and claiming the interior of the bubble as sacred, safe, private, healing, learning, growing space. Its clear only presences we invite in are welcome to join us. All others either move around the outside of the sacred space, or if they break in, they're breaking divine law, and much, much bigger eyes than ours are watching them. And having the intention that every time this recording plays, the healing energy be imprinted into the recording. So every time this recording plays, the sacred space is created over and over and over again, no matter where you are. No matter where you are, the sacred space be created every time this recording plays. Feeling the outside of the bubble, strong, bright, light, resilient. Reaching all the way up. Let's start to stretch this energy body up. And it's been a while since your last healing session, so the energy body itself is not in excellent shape. Let's really stretch it longer, getting the top of the energy body to point straight up to the angels, getting the base of the energy body down under the feet, and the energy body itself has kind of a wispy quality to it today, which could be worse. It's not clogged how it used to be, but it's still not exactly what we'd like. There we go, pointing all the way up to those guardian angels. Now, reaching up, really intending to get past all the clouds of the astrals up to the real clear divine space above, and calling up to Mother Nature Girl's own higher soul, that higher aspect of her own soul, and asking that higher soul if she's willing to join us today. There we go, feeling the higher soul moving closer, asking the higher soul for permission to do this work with your energy body today, and offering the higher soul the opportunity to place any limitations on the work, and know that they will be honored. Thank you. And what we're starting to notice about the higher soul, and I don't think we mentioned in the introduction to the healing session, what we're starting to notice is that the higher soul has started to look for the right home for Mother Nature Girl. Oh, that's right. Mother Nature Girl isn't going to be staying at Solera Farm forever. Right now, the plan is for her to find a new home. There's thoroughbred mare sale coming up not too long from now, and it feels like the higher soul has started to turn her focus towards finding a new home. And that's a really good thing. And that could be why she's been away from the body for a while. It feels like the last month or so she's been a little bit distant. And it could be she's starting to pave the way toward the new home, which is a good thing, not a bad thing, so don't get weird about it. But asking her to be present for this healing session right now, and asking her for her permission to do the work in the energy body today. There we go. Now reaching way up to those archangels responsible for horse country, and asking if they're willing to offer guidance, support, protection during the process today. Thank you, because I can't create miracles, but somebody upstairs can. And non-sweating is one of those things that a miracle is needed for. There, feeling the access into the higher dimensions, merging the energy bodies together more deeply. You should be able to feel the merge in your body. And Mother Nature Girl, when this recording plays, if you can't feel the merge, stop. Take a deep breath. Draw the focus into the body until you can start to feel that tingling feeling in the legs. There you go. Okay, now drawing that upward flow up the back and asking those guardian angels responsible for horse country, what do we do now to heal the root causes of the non-sweating and whatever it represents, in such a way as to align Mother Nature Girl with her soul plan so she can live the life that she came here to live. And what do we do now? And one of the guardian angels is starting to talk, and is talking about the difference between the personal level and the larger level, and how all the horses who have stopped sweating, all of the non-sweaters, and this guardian angel seems to think that non-sweating is on the rise, it's becoming more and more common. And he says there's something all of them share that makes them susceptible to the non-sweating, that makes the non-sweating possible to happen inside of their energy bodies. But there's also some much larger thing that's going on, some much bigger pattern that it actually is showing us, that it actually represents. And absolutely we need to do the work to heal the personal stuff, but also it has to come down to that really big issue that is causing this for real for all the non-sweaters. So first, just on the personal level, let's really pulse that energetic toroid of horse country through Mother Nature Girl's energy body and ask the guardian angels up there, what do we do now? And what it feels like, it's almost like, and I'm just going to have to babble it out, and I might have to back up and correct myself. It feels like there's something over horse country, and it feels like some kind of, I don't know, umbrella or raincoat, some kind of big waterproof thing. And this is in other dimensions, so don't go looking up, seeing if you can see above the trees a raincoat. But there's something over the top of horse country. There we go, and it feels kind of like, it's almost like the greenhouse gas effect. You know how carbon dioxide, other gases in the atmosphere create an oven on planet Earth? It feels like there's some smaller oven being created over horse country, and it's clogging the exodus of energy that's supposed to be happening, that causes sweating and it helps the bodies work better. And there's something blocking it up there. And so far, nobody upstairs has said we're on the wrong track. So asking the guardian angels, what do we do about this big membrane? Oh, and this is something they've talked about a number of times, maybe in your sessions, but definitely in others as well. How there's this issue where there are souls, spirits, whatever word you like to use for it, out-of-body presences who are trapped, who are needing to get up off the planet, up and out to heaven, to the higher dimensions, whatever word you like to use, and they're sort of stuck here, clogging the space. Fascinating. Is it possible that the large-scale issue is as simple as getting all the ghosts up and out? Nope. Someone upstairs is saying nope. It has to do with that big membrane. All right, asking up, what do we do about this big membrane in such a way as to heal the root causes of Mother Nature Girl's non-sweating and all of the non-sweating issues that we're working with, at least on some level, to get closer to it? And let's see if we can somehow open up a hole in that membrane above Mother Nature Girl, so at least we can start to clear from her. And it feels like we can open up a hole for about a second, and even before we're able to get any sweat out, even before we're able to get any kind of energetic release, it closes back up again almost right away. So let's see if we can ask the guardian angels responsible for horse country. Let's see if they're above that membrane, if they're in a dimension above that membrane. And what it feels like is not the level we're connecting with, but their supervisors maybe. Let's see if we can reach up through that energetic membrane. And Mother Nature Girl, while we're doing this, I'm continuing to pulse that energetic toroid for horse country through your energy body. So at least during this healing session, and at least when the recording plays, you have the energetic release that comes from sweating. So at the very least, you don't feel hampered by the lack of sweating during the time that the recording is playing, while we're doing this bigger work that could heal the non-sweating, not just for you, but for everybody you know, for all the non-sweaters. And that would give you the kind of good karma that you need to keep the ball rolling for your healing to continue. So not only the non-sweating is healed, but also so you find your right home when it comes time to move on from this farm. And that's a really good thing. So I think we should go for it. You on board, pal? There we go. Good shift. And I recognize if there are people watching this video, it doesn't look like she's doing much, but if you're energetically sensitive, you can probably feel the shifts happening for yourself, which is very cool. And if you can't feel it, it's okay, don't freak out. There we go. Now, reaching back up, let's see if we can get those supervisors of the supervisors of the supervisors of the guardian angels for horse country who feel like they might be above that big membrane that seems to be causing the non-sweating. And let's start to, just from underneath that energetic membrane, start to push on it to show it to them. And asking those guardian angels way up there if they're aware of this membrane that's been stopping the non-sweating from happening. And it might have been originally put in place with good intention, you know. It's possible that originally someone thought this membrane would really help. Maybe they felt like resources were being lost from horse country, like energetic resources. It could even be financial resources, you know, that resources were being lost. And so they thought it would be a really good idea to put a big membrane, put a big shield over horse country so we don't lose the resources. It's kind of like a long time ago, I remember someone saying something like 80% of the heat you lose when it's cold outside comes out the top of your head, so you've got to wear a hat. And it's possible that a lot of resources were being lost from horse country, and some supervising guardian angel thought, it's really bad that we're losing the resources. Let's create some kind of shield, some kind of membrane, so that we can keep resources in horse country the way that they're supposed to be. And it could be the land itself, it could be the horses themselves, it could be finances, it could be smart, talented humans working in horse country, it could be a number of things, and it could be that that's why they had the membrane up in the first place. And the side effect they didn't see is that the membrane, and this is generally common when we create blocks or shields to anything, it's not specific. Fascinating, and this could be the relevance to you, Mother Nature girl, and all the other non-sweating horses. It's possible that you have put up some block inside of yourself to not deal with something, to not look at something, to not process something. And because you have the vibrational match of blocking something, whatever it is, and blocking is not specific. You can't just block one thing. When you have blocking energy, you're likely blocking a lot of stuff that's unintentionally being blocked. Almost certainly the vibrational quality of this big membrane would affect you more than it would affect other horses who don't have the blocking energy. And so it's possible that's why your energy body has become so clogged and why you've stopped sweating and all these other horses have stopped sweating, is because you're all making some kind of mistake of blocking, and then you match the vibration of the big membrane that some guardian angel created around horse country, and then it's like you're blocked multiple ways, and there's really only things supporting you becoming a big clogged mess. So let's start from within ourselves, from inside Mother Nature girl, merging the energy bodies together really deeply. Let's start to correct our own errors of blocking that which needs to be released, blocking that which we shouldn't be blocking, blocking understanding, blocking awareness, blocking letting go of what needs to be let go of. That feels really big. Woo-hoo. Yawning is just a common signal of energy shifting, and the energy is really starting to move. Here we go. So let's really correct these errors from inside of ourselves. Honey, is this okay? Do you feel the shifts happening? Give me a really good sign. Thank you. I appreciate that, Winnie. All right, let's keep moving forward. Okay, so Mother Nature girl, this is important for you to focus on how the blocking has caused you to A, stop sweating, but B, be a part of this much larger problem for horse country. There we go. So from inside, Mother Nature girl, correcting the error on a personal level of blocking that which is not supposed to be blocked, and a lot of it feels like understanding, and weirdly enough, a lot of it feels like forgiveness, like there are people you were supposed to forgive a long time ago, and you just didn't want to do it because it just felt like it was going to be too painful, too much to deal with. I'm not going to do that thing. And instead of forgiving them, you've held on to it for a long, long time. There we go. Let's correct the errors. And now I'm starting to sweat in my body, so very likely And there's starting to be some motion underneath the blocked sweat glands in your body. It's correcting the errors of blocking, all the errors of blocking. And now we can open it up to all non-sweaters and to everybody Mother Nature Girl represents. Because maybe not all of the blockers among us have stopped sweating. Almost certainly there are other issues that have happened. Almost certainly there are other things that are symptoms caused as a result of the vibrational match of the big membrane. And now drawing the focus larger to the really big membrane itself and starting to correct the errors on behalf of all of us who have put up blocks. And some of us, it feels like we weren't aware that blocks aren't specific, and we thought we could just block one thing. And maybe like the big presences upstairs who put up the membrane, we thought we could just keep resources for ourselves. We could just keep good things for ourselves and let out the bad things. And we weren't thinking about how it doesn't work that way, you know? There we go, honey. So let's really correct the error for all of us, merging for all of us and correcting that error for all of us. And we can invite those guardian angels who were a part of that issue of creating the membrane. If they'd like to be joined in the error correction, we can do it for all of them as well. We can heal it for all of them as well, top to bottom and bottom to top, for all of us. And we're watching that big membrane in that higher dimension for signals of it starting to shift, starting to either create holes or starting to get thinner, starting to shift. And meanwhile, to facilitate that shift through this energy body, we can start to clear again all those out-of-body presences who have been stuck in horse country underneath that membrane, starting to move them up through Mother Nature Girl's energy body, and specifically through the clogged places where the sweat should be coming out, moving those presences up through the energy body, all the way up the back of the energy body, all the way out the top of the head, straight up through that hole we punched in the sky at the very start of this session, intending to get up through that membrane and correcting all these errors of blocking. And I can feel a feeling. It could be in the guardian angels, it's almost certainly in you, it's almost certainly in all of the other non-sweaters, this feeling of, but if I let go of blocking, what if the bad thing I'm the most afraid of happens? What if the good things I've been wanting to hold on to suddenly go away? What if the bad things I'm afraid are going to come to me suddenly come to me? What if I stop holding the door closed? What if I let go of the door and the door opens and the only thing that comes through is trouble? And I feel that feeling. I understand the feeling. What if I stop pushing and then it gets really bad? And now I can see a guardian angel way up high, a lot bigger than the membrane and bigger than the ones who created the membrane. And I'm not sure how we're able to hear him, but let's listen while we have the chance. And he's saying something that translates to something like, assume it will. Assume that terrible thing you have been the most afraid of is absolutely going to happen. And then let go of the door. Assume the bad thing is going to happen and then let go of the block. Because holding on to the block is only hurting you. There isn't actually a way to stop bad things from happening, and there isn't actually a way to hold good things to us in a way that they never, ever go away. Nothing works that way. And all you're doing is trapping yourself in all the things that you haven't dealt with, and all you're doing is trapping yourself away from what good might come through that membrane. If you would just let it go. So let's just let it go, okay, Mother Nature Girl? For you, for me, for all the non-sweaters, and for the big presences upstairs, because I feel the fear coming from upstairs. We're all scared. But I think we can all agree that it's not working this way. As we've got a bunch of horses who've stopped sweating. We've got a bunch of problems. Horse country is not without problems, man. There are problems financially. There's problems agriculturally. There are a lot of problems. So let's try letting go of the membrane maybe. And this is something we're going to have to do over and over again because habit energy is real, and that membrane will likely recreate over and over and over and over again because that's just the way we are. And we all, in all dimensions, upstairs, downstairs, all around, when we don't think about it, we just do the same thing we've been doing over and over again. So assume, Mother Nature Girl, this is for you also. Assume you're going to fall asleep and you're not going to be thinking about the healing session. And without noticing it, you're going to lean against the door again, quote unquote. You're going to create the block against dealing with whatever we're supposed to be dealing with again. And upstairs, they're going to create that membrane again over and over again because now we're used to having it there. Here we go, and so merging in for Mother Nature Girl and everybody she represents, and for all of us, let's start to correct the error. And it's really just the error of blocking, change the error of blocking, release of that which needs to be released. Let's really correct the error while pulsing up through us all those trapped out-of-body presences who have been stuck here for so long. There we go, really pulsing it up all the way up through the vertical pillar of the energy body, straight up out the top of the head. I'm just taking a moment to pulse it straight up through that big hole in the sky, until at least in this moment we can start to feel that membrane lessening, start to feel a hole opening, at least here over Solera Farm, at least here over Mother Nature Girl, at least right here where we are, opening up that hole in the membrane. And now we can release up through that hole all the trapped stuff that needs to come up and out. And it feels like there's a lot of stuff. There's pain, there's suffering, there's regret. There are a bunch of out-of-body presences who have gotten lost on their way to the light. Let's get them all up and out. Everybody, here we go. Everybody up and out through the big hole, and especially through Mother Nature Girl's energy body on the way up, in such a way as to heal the root causes of the non-sweating. Really heal it. For her and for everybody she represents. For her and for everybody she represents. And now pulsing up through that big hole in the sky. Through the feet, through the legs, and out the top of the head. Through the feet, through the legs, up, out the top of the head. Pulsing it all the way up. Through that big hole opening above us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe we start the closing process, and if something else comes up, we can deal with it as it comes. Mother Nature Girl, doing okay? Yeah, you look really good, honey. Alright, let's start the closing process, and if something else comes up, we can deal with it as it comes. Starting by correcting all of the errors, all the mistakes we made in this healing session today, correcting them right now. So we're not leaving any mistakes on the table. So we're not walking away from errors undealt with, which would be kind of ironic given the subject of the healing session. So let's leave nothing undealt with, correcting the errors energetically. And it's as if we could open up all the cabinets in the energy body, all the closet doors. There we go, all the old treasure boxes in all of the attics. There we go. We can pull out all the old mistakes that we haven't wanted to think about, and we can correct them right now, energetically. So at least we don't have them to use as tools to block the energy from moving anymore. You don't have them to jam in the places where the sweat is supposed to come out. Because you won't do that with your conscious mind, but we all do it subconsciously, you know. So let's go ahead and deal with it now while we are all together and we have the chance and the angels are here. So correcting the errors, really correcting those errors for the life and for everything the life represents, correcting them so we can't feel anything left, any mistakes we haven't made right, which doesn't mean you won't make another mistake in about 30 seconds, but at the very least, let's get us to a clean point now, you know what I mean? Awesome. And now including the omissions, everything that was left out of the healing session, including it right now, so that everything that was supposed to be said was said, and everything that was supposed to be done was done, and the session happened exactly the way it was always supposed to happen. There we go, to really heal the root causes, what's really underneath the non-sweating for Mother Nature Girl, whatever the non-sweating represents, in such a way as to align her with her destiny, align her with that soul plan. And now they're circling back around to the start of the session. And we saw your higher soul looking for that next place you're supposed to go work, that next place you're supposed to go live. The forward of the moving forward, and now let's turn to face it. There we go, really turning to face forward. For Mother Nature Girl, for everyone she represents, maybe for all of us who have been holding closed the door of letting go of whatever it is we're needing to let go of, all of us who've been holding tight the membranes over awareness, who have been holding tight whatever the barrier is between us and breakthrough, all of us who have needed to let go of it, for all of us, let's turn to face forward now. Turn to face forward now. Beautiful. You're doing great, honey. All right, taking all the work that was done poorly in this healing session and bringing it up as close to well done as we're able to get with our own efforts right now. Raising the work up as close to divine perfection as we're able to get it with our own efforts right now, with the awareness that I can't make anything divinely perfect. But the really good presences up there who showed up for this healing session can, and I'm so grateful that they showed up, because they don't have to. They never have to, and then they did. And every time it's a miracle, you know? Alright, and asking them to make it divinely perfect for Mother Nature Girl and for everybody she represents. There we go. Raising the work up to them, and now wrapping the work, really sealing it up, so nothing is left out, so it's exactly the way it was supposed to happen. Sighting up through that hole in the sky way up there. There we go, sighting all the way up, sending it up, really sending it up. All the way up through that hole in the sky, all the way up through that hole in the sky. And seeing it disappear all the way up through that big hole in the sky. There we go, and I can feel a big hand taking it upstairs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ready? Okay. Now, drawing. You're sweating. You have sweat. You have sweat on your belly. Mother Nature Girl, your belly is starting to sweat. That's really good. Oh, that's really great. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, drawing the focus back. I'm so glad the camera's running. Drawing the focus back to the sacred space we created at the start of the healing session, really feeling that sacred space all the way around us. Really feeling that sacred space. And now I'm starting to step out of the sacred space, but sending all of your energy back to you. There you go. Nice response. All of Mother Nature Girl's energy back to her. Calling all my energy back to me and sending everyone else's energy up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them. There you go. Sending all Mother Nature Girl's energy back to her. Calling all my energy back to me and sending everyone else's energy up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them. Once more, sending all of Mother Nature Girl's energy back to her, calling all my energy back to me, and sending everyone else's energy back to them, to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them. Now, stepping again out of the sacred space, sealing that sacred space behind me, sealing it all the way around the farm, closing it all the way up so there are no tears, no openings. Good girl. No holes in the fabrics, and the sacred space is all the way around Mother Nature Girl, all the way around the entire farm. There we go. There we go. All the way top to bottom and bottom to top, and asking those guardian angels who showed up for the healing session today if any of them are willing to stick around with Mother Nature Girl and whoever she represents, really heal the root causes of the non-sweating for her and for everybody she represents. Really heal it in such a way as to align her with her soul plan, align everybody she represents with her soul plan, and align horse country itself with its soul plan. And again, sending up gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. For anybody who stuck around to the end, that's pretty much what a normal healing session is like for a horse, for a thoroughbred broodmare. It's pretty much par for the course. Not too terrible, I thought. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. You're welcome to email me, submit a contact form through my website. I like answering questions. I'm happy to do it for you. If you have a non-sweater or you have any horse with any kind of issue so far, we haven't found anything if angels aren't able to shake loose, feel free to get in touch. Let me know. I'm happy to come and help you and see if they'll show up and give a miracle to your horse as well. Alright, let's see if we can show that sweat starting to happen in between the front legs and on the belly. There it is. We're starting to get sweat. Good for you, Mother Nature Girl. Good for you.